Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News Live. My name's Car. I'm with my BFF Keon. See, right when you say, because there's a cadence that I have to wait, and then I go, what? I do that whole spiel. Yeah. But you said something right before I was gonna go, what? And it threw me off. That's how delicate
that's how I can get.
That's how delicate the intro is, Keon. It's all about the intro.
The intro for who?
For this thing to kick off.
Oh,
it's always been that way from the very beginning. How was your week?
That's how you feel. My week was good. I just woke up from a nap. And then that was good. That was a good
What do you mean
nap.
you woke up from a nap?
I listen to rain when I take naps. It's like the best. It's the best because
what are you doing all day in there, man?
I mean, I'm working and then I'll just be like, my brain needs to shut down.
Oh, so you'll just go to sleep.
I'll lay on the ground
for
a couple minutes. Anyway, that was most of my week. Was that 20-minute nap? How about you? It
was good. It's been a good week. It's I feel like it's just for me. It's just been getting a lot of sleep, like a lot of sleep, and then just doing a lot of research.
What are you researching?
It's super secret, but
whoa!
But it's intense research though. I wrote about it on Stacker News last night because I've just been in it. Like as far as just like,
did I miss that? You share stuff on Stacker News super late. I'm like.
This is when I think the best. I think at night the best. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've just been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of research, and then because I like to prove these things to be true. Before I would just go with it, But now it's kind of you have to serve both. Masters, I guess. Reasoning,
reality, and your perception of reality.
No, it's just reasoning and flow. Those are two different things. At least in my head, they are.
I don't know if they're.
I check it out, Snackers. I wrote about it in creative posts.
Okay,
check it out.
Well, check it out.
I write about this all the time, Keon.
I don't see them as opposed though. Anyway, I'll have to read it and respond there.
Yeah, it's very rare that I'll really pour out a really long thing. I usually save it for Thriller, Bitcoin.com. But every once in a while, I'll get in that mood where I'll just be like, oh, you know what? Let's give this to the stackers.
Yeah,
hey, man, we're all contributing, Keon.
I guess so. I guess we are. But yeah, you do. You're a saver. You want to bottle it up. And then, serve it on tap somewhere or something,
Yeah. I think I like to fully flesh it out, if that makes sense. Yeah, like right now I'm working on something. I told you about it like a week ago or whatever, but I'm still not done with it. It's not fully fleshed out because I'm writing it for myself. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it.
Well, that's why. But why does it need to be a finished product? Because for me, I'll write on Stacker News mostly to like...
Yeah,
get it out, and then have some back and forth, and then I'll actually understand what I'm saying because other people's ideas are better. I like
the way Jimmy was saying that, where he'll just write notes. Like I know, usually with that, like I usually like to just write my own notes in my own way, and then I'll keep those notes, and then over time.
Have you tried it the other way?
Yeah, because it's basically like, and this is where I think the lab is the best for this, is because it's like all experimenting. Like I'll experiment out here in person. And then it feels like a studio, but if you do that publicly, at least for writing for me personally, I just don't do good in that environment. I do that on Nostr where I'll throw out some ideas just on Nostr randomly, or I'll share video clips, and that's usually where I'm like posting notes publicly, or I try to do it on Stacker News on the profile page too as well. Throw some notes there, but it's more of a those are just like kind of sticky notes, I guess. Does this make sense?
I mean, I think so. Everyone has their own way of working.
How do you do it?
I like to share the version of my thoughts that I can construct in a efficient period of time, and then release them, and then have people give me feedback on them, and then But I'm not a writer. I'm just trying to make my understanding of things better, less so trying to produce a finished piece of writing for other people to find value in. I'm trying to find value, trying to create enough value that I can attract people giving me valuable feedback usually.
Yeah. Yeah, Stackers, let us know how you do it. I would love to know everybody's writing process. Maybe that should be something that we should talk more about.
Maybe we should. was there once a writing? There's a books and articles. Maybe
Yeah, it'd be cool to find out everybody's writing process. I'd be really interested to find out. I think that's the more fascinating thing, especially with time, is just trying to figure out like how everybody else works to see if there's something that you can optimize, you know, especially in this post-Bitcoin ETF world.
Wow.
Anyways, if you've never seen
Spielberg's got to do it.
If you've never
it's
seen,
gonna be a whole genre of movie post ETF.
I know, dude. It probably will be. Like, honestly, I'm ready, dude. I already see it. Like, I literally see post Bitcoin ETF, and then I see everything that's happened after that. Like, that's the split for me.
Who's the Scott Ridley of that genre?
Maybe Logan. We don't know yet.
Wow.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen this crazy show before, it's called Sacker News Live. I do it with this guy, Keon.
That's me.
He's one of many that runs this site, helps this site.
Teams of people.
It's the front page of Bitcoin. If you've never been there, check it out, stacker.news. You get some sats. Even your grandma can do it, Keon. Did you know that?
My grandma.
Your Nana can do it.
I think she has Alzheimer's.
She'd probably figure it out.
Maybe, but... Yeah,
anyways, but if you never checked it out, check it out. You get free Bitcoin. I mean, think about that.
It's not free. You got to work for it.
You got to work for it. Put your writing process in there. Anyways, let's jump into the top 5 stories of the week. The first top story is Hedgehog, a protocol for asynchronous layer 2 Bitcoin payments. This is from a super TSNet, March 26. Bitcoin post, 101 comments, 108,000 sats. Super testnet, you're rolling in the dough, my friend.
Yeah, someone really came along. They zapped this boy big. But yeah, it's been a while since we've had super in the top. But basically, this is like a Lightning-like protocol that is a lot like Lightning, but isn't Lightning exactly because it uses different script on Bitcoin. I should say I don't know anything about this stuff in detail. It's a slight variation on what we currently do in a Lightning channel, and as a slight variation, it has slight benefit, and perhaps even bigger benefit. I don't know. But that's what it is. He showed like basically the proof of concept for it and shared the kind of reasoning behind it. And that's Hedgehog, I guess. That's my understanding of Hedgehog.
It's interesting. Like now when I see him do these like demos and stuff, even y'all, like now I know the console really well now. Like I used to not pay attention to that, just like as a regular pleb. Now, whenever you guys are
He's a big fan. Yeah.
Now, whenever you guys are like, "Oh, why did it go through a card?" I'm like, "Then pull up the console," like, and then you can start seeing what's really going on behind the scenes. It's really cool how like some of the stuff you just pick up hanging out with you guys. But yeah, he goes through everything there. I think there's a ton of comments. People were asking like, "Is this really asynchronous layer 2?" Let's see what the top comment was. Top comment was from Justin. He says, "As an equal opportunity downer, I have to challenge Super's use of language here. This is not an asynchronous payment anymore than the K1 in an LNURL withdrawal link or a trusted poop coin swap is. Since the receiver must come online to sweep the state, it's not asynchronous. It's a promise, not unlike any centralized solution. The internet does not work asynchronously. It works through reattempts and resignaling." And the super test says, "I think it's fair to say I paid you. If I've given you everything, you need to collect the payment at your leisure, but before a time lock expires. It's a bit like giving you a check. If I was at a grocery store and I gave the clerk a check and then later someone asked me, but did you pay them? I would say yes. And instead of a bank account, these checks, in quotations, are redeemed for a multisig where the recipient is a key holder and can enforce the redemption." Ken, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they're splitting hairs a little bit on one hand, but I don't think Justin has the right position here, because I do think that they are distinct things in the sense that in Super's protocol, he's using the check analogy, but I've sent the check in the mail and it's there, and so long as you get it, I can't revoke it unless you don't come online in time after I've revoked it to like
But does it hold the funds? I guess it does hold the funds in place, right? Or no? Because like a check has NSF, right? Non-sufficient funds. in this scenario that Super's creating, it would hold the funds, right? Theoretically, or
yeah. So in Super's protocol, the asynchronous part is you as the person who's sending the money. You basically do everything that you need to send the money, and then you send it to the person. And so they might not be available to receive it immediately, but it's but whatever method you've used to send them the information, you know, an email, a chat message, whatever method you use, they can come online and receive it so long as that email server is still up or wherever they sent it is still up. And, you know, maybe you even literally sent it in the mail. And so it's like in the mail on their way to them. But you can come, if they come online within the time period specified in the contract, then they can redeem their money.
So so I guess just for the stackers at home, can you just define asynchronous in this particular conversation here? Because I think Justin is right here. The next thing he says, that's my point. Language matters. And knowing Justin, he's an infrastructure guy. Like, you know, that's his background. And knowing Super's, you know, this developer wizard, right? So I think there is definitions that have to be set forth. I mean, in this situation, you know, what does asynchronous mean as far as in this conversation? Is that a fair question?
I think it means I send you money, and you don't have to be present to receive it. So synchronous would be I hand you a dollar bill. And you're here to receive it, and you take it in your hand. Asynchronous would be I put a dollar bill on this table, and the next day when you come into work, it's there for you to get it. That's like asynchronous. There's I think LNUR withdrawal. Maybe you could call that asynchronous, but it's not asynchronous in the same way that Super's protocol is asynchronous. So maybe asynchronous could be used to describe either, but the trust assumptions in an LNU withdrawal setup, you're trusting the sender more in an asynchronous LNU withdrawal process than you are trusting the sender in a Super testnet or Hedgehog protocol, because in the Hedgehog protocol, if the sender attempts to violate your trust, you have a means of penalizing them. And so that's basically the
Is there a place
difference.
Is there a place on the internet where like there's definitions for all of these terms? I mean, besides the dictionary or just like Wikipedia.
I think the dictionary handles it well.
But like particularly when it comes to I just remember from my Cisco days that there was specific language and terms that you had to know and define in relation to any like Cisco equipment that you would use. So like I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but like neighborhood was a whole thing in Cisco gear. And so like, but that wouldn't there would be a different word though when you would use it like on a ubiquity switch or something like that. That it wasn't using the same definition, even though it was the same thing. Does that make sense?
Depends on whether you're using yes, but in the case of Cisco, it sounds like they're using a metaphor. Yeah, neighborhood is a metaphor for something that's actually technical and very specifically defined. In the case of asynchronous here, it's the dictionary definition of asynchronous.
Okay. But we don't have that problem. Do we have that problem in Lightning or in Bitcoin?
Yes.
We do have that problem.
Oh, no, wait, where we use metaphors?
Yeah, we use metaphors to describe.
Occasionally. In this case, it's not really much of a metaphor. We actually mean asynchronous to mean...
I think that's a lot of the misunderstanding. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, the language is hard. Just communicating is hard.
Yeah, we should just not use language and just talk to each other just like asynchronously through our brains.
Maybe that's how Hedgehog evolves.
Asynchronous communication.
Yeah, we don't even talk anymore.
We got the next top comment from Conduition. He said the Hedgehog demo repo is here, and then he shares it. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, ready to go, Super Testnet. I love to see it. Keep building, my friend.
Very cool, Super.
The next top story is I heat my 100-year-old home with Immersion Bitcoin Mining. This is from Nico Heedy BTC, March 25th. Bitcoin post, 46 comments, 46,000 cents, baby boy. Keon, what's going on here?
Yeah, so Nico is heating an old home that has like the boiler and radiator system, you know, like the ones you see in like the old movies and like new and like old like New York apartment buildings.
Yeah.
He has a heating system like that in his house, and he is using Bitcoin miners to heat up the water that runs through the pipes and the radiators that heats the home. And he's describing the process and kind of the economics behind it, but more so like all the little nuts and bolts and widgets and stuff that he needed to do it. And he has a bunch of pictures at the end that demonstrates it. He actually pays quite a bit for electricity. And so, you know, it might take him a while to actually break even financially on this setup. But he said it was less so about the money and more so about doing something he wanted to do anyways, which was Bitcoin mining, and learning how to do this cool heat thing, using it for the waste heat for something productive. And, you know, it's less about recoup. And he's also getting KYC free sats, which have a premium. They have a market premium, I think, of like up 10 or more %, depending on how many Bitcoin you're buying. Yeah. So it's a really great post about all this stuff. This is something I could imagine myself doing if I were able to, I would say.
Yeah, the time.
If I had the time, if I had enough lifetimes, yeah. I think this is really.
I think if you have the means to do it and the, I would say, and the time, I would say, go ahead and do it, man. Like, what do you got to lose other than time? Look at that. It's a lot of copper.
It's beautiful. I love copper.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's cool to see him do the diagrams and then now going into the actual photos of it all. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, setting these up, it's like...
Is that an upstream data black box there?
I'm not sure. It's some kind of immersion. Oh, it's a fog hashing box, which I think is they make boxes for the immersion mining. Maybe, or it's a radiator or something.
It's interesting. The longer I stay in the Bitcoin space, the more intrigued I get by mining. Do you?
I think we're all looking for like that tangible.
It's because it's just a whole nother rabbit hole that I don't know, man. I said this before. I think the guys in mining just like really just know how to run a Bitcoin business.
They're not talking. Way. They're talking about. They're not just talking about abstractions. Like everyone who's not in mining, the only thing we have to think about are other thoughts, like thoughts on thoughts on thoughts.
Right.
But which is all built on like mining, and the miner's actually dealing with physical reality. It's like knowable.
It's like it's like actual physical reality.
Tangible.
Yeah, dude.
It's like
I think that's what it is. I think that maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why I find it really fascinating.
So here's the other half to that box is this guy.
Look at that. You even put the caliche down. That's smart.
What's caliche?
That right there, the rocks.
Oh. I didn't know that
well,
had a name.
That's what we call it here in Texas. I don't know. It could be a different thing.
I don't know. That's probably its name.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the cool thing about this project is it requires plumbing, electrical stuff, like thermodynamics stuff, like the knowledge required.
The ceiling at Plum Lab.
It does. Maybe someone's mining.
Maybe somebody's mining with all this.
Yeah,
these pipes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Topher's got some set up in a closet.
Doxed. The top comment was from Crispy Donkey. He said, absolutely fascinating. I plan on buying a house in cold climate in the next few years and want to do exactly this and then spread the tech far and wide. How cold does it get where you are? Do you have good insulation? What kind of ambient temperatures? And some more questions there. Nico said, thank you for your questions. How cold does it get? I'm in the northeast of the USA. The coldest it gets during the winter is single digits at worst. Mostly it's around 20s. Do you have good insulation? He says, nope, this house has none. The rooms I have renovated have a bit, but the rest of the house has nothing. Do you have good insulation in your house, Keon?
I think so. I think it was built in the 1930s, but it was like it used to just be a box, and then the people who own our landlords, they recently like redid some of it, and so I think they really refilled the walls and made it good.
Definitely check it out. There's a lot of good comments here, a lot of good conversations. I'll have to check it out later. I'm gonna bookmark it.
Yeah, it's a cool post. It's a nice. My favorite thing about reading this kind of stuff is I don't have to. I almost get multiple lifetimes.
Sap it.
I get to
let's get him some
without having to do it myself. Bang bang.
Sap it like it's hot. Thanks, Nico, for that post. The next top comment, or next top story. Oh, I said top comment. The next top story is my reflections on being a nomad. This is on March 28th. Natalia post, 56 comments, 21,000 sats. Meta post, meta territory. Wrong territory, I think.
Well, I think I would have put it in Earth, but maybe there's
is it Earth? It would be more
strategic.
I thought it would be more mostly harmless, or would it be books and articles?
No, I think it would be Earth. Earth is more about like, travel.
Were they charging on Earth? 21 sats. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, Birdie's got a nice fee. I charge 202 sats on Meta.
Oh, you do?
That's
it's
right.
Probably because Meta maybe
202 accepted.
We'll talk about it later, but I want to see if David W can do a territories.
I think he's going to.
Yeah, I think that would give us a lot of information.
He messaged me that there's like the counts look off in the top page relative to what it is. So,
anyways, what's this post about?
This post is about Natalia's. Well, it's in the title. Her reflections of being a nomad, and like her transition from not a nomad to a nomad. Some of her experiences being a nomad, and the good and bad of it.
Looks freaking fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that kind of life, Keon.
Yeah.
Would you complain?
Would I complain? Probably.
I don't know. What is this right here?
I mean, if I could,
what is that right there?
If traveling were a matter,
tacos?
What is that? That looks like some kind of rice.
I would like to see a Natalia taco post of the world. That'd be great.
I don't think she's in parts of the world where they have tacos, Car.
Okay. Well, maybe just show a version of what a taco looks like in that area of the world.
I'm not sure everywhere has tacos.
I know. I was talking to Hezron about that. I was like, dude, you guys not have tacos in Nigeria? He's like, no.
I mean, they might probably have something that is wrapped in something else, and that's like the best thing you get.
I feel like tacos should just be brought to every part of the world. It's
I feel like that's biased, though,
Hey, there's rice in every part of the world.
Is there?
Yeah.
I guess there is.
Anyways, let's get back to this post. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I was saying, she discusses briefly her life before being a nomad, the moment she decided to be a nomad, and then her like experiences being a nomad, the places she went to, and more recently and then also her business journey, achieving an income while she was pursuing being a nomad, which she did simultaneously.
Look at that yellow Stacker News
That's cool. Right, what kind of car is that, though?
It's the right kind of car. It's yellow. Look at that.
Someone needs to bring back square cars, please.
Why? Why are you saying that?
All cars are so round. And they don't have to be as boxy as the Cybertruck. But can we?
Yeah,
you would
think it would be more boxy now that there's electric, right?
I don't know if electric has to do anything with it, but I feel like I thought that's why it was curved. The pendulum needs to swing back.
But I thought that's why it was curved, is because it optimizes for.
Yes, it might be more aerodynamic.
Gasoline, right?
I'm not so sure that it's all aerodynamics that are driving these decisions.
I don't know. I was watching Mission Impossible the other day. I do like the box cars.
Yeah, I had a 1984 Volkswagen Jetta for when I was living in California. It was square like that. I loved it. I love the profile of it.
Yeah,
there's something about it. Anyway, I don't know where we
I love looking at photos, though. I really do. This is great.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a play?
I think it's a dance.
Oh wow!
It looks like.
Dude, look at the spread. See, there's rice right there. Look at that. Wow. Keon, we need to get out more, man.
No, I was going to say, like, if traveling is me zooming to these photo locations like just transporting instantly to these photo locations and hanging out there and then transporting back instantly. I do it all the time, but it's not like that.
Yeah, I love seeing photos of travel stuff, especially on Stacker News. There's just a lot of black and white on Stacker News, you know, just text. So whenever there's photos on Stacker News, it definitely pops. Look at that. What is that right there? Is that a...
That's like a macrame purse that I think she made herself.
It's interesting because you always see her post in the Stacker Saloon, and she's always talking about some random stuff. But now seeing
this is the random stuff
that she's always talking about. Kind of cool. Thanks for sharing it. This is great stuff.
She ends it by saying that she is working on a new business venture.
That's what Donna was talking about.
She doesn't dox herself entirely, and that she is living less so in the center of a city and more so on the outskirts because she finds that her life is more peaceful. And this thing that
do you know Aikiki? Aikigai?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Donna was always talking about that with me all the time.
Yeah, I think that's real.
Anyways, top comment was from Orthworm. They said, "You are the coolest person on Stacker News." Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. She says Darthcoin is, though. No, she goes, "I think I'm only one of Rebels." Did you read Darthcoin? Yeah.
I think Darthcoin might be...
TN Stacker said, "Amazing journey. Thanks for sharing. I am envious." Whoa. Yeah, really cool post, man. Really cool post. Yeah, we'll see. Stackers, if you're out there, post more pictures.
Oh, we have a photography territory.
Do we?
Yeah, someone is...
where is it at, though?
A photographer. I mean, someone's like very into it. They post
territory, do we?
Yeah, I'm not into it, so I have trouble keeping up with it. But or I'm not like I haven't geeked out on cameras before.
Oh, TN Stacker did it. Oh,
cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's some great photos in there of.
Well, there you go. Look at that. We need to get videos in here, Keon. At least like video links.
Oh, we also had a Venezuelan photographer has been posting in there recently, and I found like right there. Malus 10.
This one's from the Bay Area. Looks like it's back to normal now.
Oh, this might be after the CCP visited.
Cool.
Supposedly cleaned it up according to Twitter.
The next top story is random privacy issues on my cruise. This is from Siggy47, March 25th. Privacy post, 58 comments, 3,983 sats. Wow. Keon, how private is sharing privacy stuff? I don't know where I was going with that. What's going on here?
Okay. It's Siggy was just commenting on his recent experience going on a cruise, which he had posted about previously, and how they seem to be anti-VPN. They wouldn't really let you use a VPN, although I think you were allowed to connect to the Wi-Fi without VPN, and then you could switch on VPN and browse mostly unimpeded. Then he said the biometrics were kind of sketchy, and that's probably pretty alarming. There are many people who are older and alive today went through a period of time where at the airports you could just board a plane. I think even without ID.
Those days are gone.
No security checkpoints, no anything like that. And now you get on a cruise and they're scanning your face, and
it'd be interesting to find out though, because I know sometimes they won't allow VPNs just because it's an employee network, Wi-Fi network. So I'd be interested to find out they had two separate networks, one for employees and one for.
Is this only when they have a neighborhood, or is this?
No. It's just like a normal rollout. Like it's just a normal thing.
I'm just messing with
so I wonder if they just shared. Like I wonder if there was just like one Wi-Fi network and they just shared.
It's a huge. These cruise ships.
Yeah, I know.
Huge.
That's why I'm like wondering. I'm wondering why that was. It'd be interesting to find out. He should have just like jacked in somewhere, spun up his own.
They might not have Ethernet.
Dude, you can go to Gold's Gym and jack in.
Yeah, but this is on.
That's how bad. That's how bad is all the network security stuff. It's really bad out there. If people only knew.
People don't care. That's the problem.
Anyways, Uh, anything else in here?
No, it's mostly that comment. I think, just it's a, a case study of how not privately, like how you can't travel privately, really.
I think at this point, I mean, just get used to it. You're being tracked everywhere. Your phone's tracking you. Your microphones are on. Your cameras are on. Everybody's tracking you all the time. And if you're a Bitcoiner, you're probably being followed. So once you believe this and you live it, then you'll be more private. But I don't know, Keanu, what do you think through that? We talk about the paranoia a lot, especially I do. But I don't know, how private are you?
I'm not as private. I understand. I appreciate the need for it and the value in it, but I'm not as private as I should be. I should do a better job. I'm tending to do a better job as time goes on, but I've never not valued it, and I still just am not.
I definitely have and this is a lot because of Stacker News. I would say I definitely over time, especially within the last year, definitely value my privacy a lot more. And make a strong effort to be more private. But I think that just comes in time, staying in the space a while. You get, I don't know the right word for it, but I think you just get more aware of it.
You do. Yeah. You learn the importance of it. You see all the instances where it hurts people not being private.
Yeah. I got a Anon post here. Said, do these magic words. I would like to opt out. Still work? ? Wonders if everyone is consenting by default because they are led to believe this is now how things are done. And they have no alternative, or is there no alternative ? If only we knew of a lawyer who could look into this. Smiley face ? Or ? Smiley face. And then Siggy47 says, if only we could find a lawyer who wasn't so damn lazy. And then Anon says, Peter Parker, Spider-Man once let a goon go. And then Anon said, it could be an educational endeavor. Men need missions. The crusade is calling. Smiley face.
Someone's calling...
a lawyer to the stage or what?
Siggy. They're calling Siggy because Siggy, who used to be...
Oh, so he's just
a
calling
retired lawyer.
Siggy to the stage as far as like...
Yeah. They're saying, Siggy, why don't you...
okay.
Why don't you fight the fight?
He's too old.
I don't know if he's that old.
He made it seem like he was really old.
He talks about being old a lot, but I don't know. He seems like a...
I think I've said this many times in the lab. I think it's just up to our generation to be out there and sacrifice for our children's children, especially if you don't have kids or a family. You should definitely be out there doing something. Got to fight this tyranny, Keon.
There are smart
You got to fight this totalitarian state that we're headed to, Keon.
There are smart ways to fight. There are dumb ways to fight. I think, taking them to court.
We need more revolutionaries out there.
Is a way to do it, and certain people that'll be their tool. I think technology is a way better way to fight this stuff.
Or we could just submit to the AI overlords now.
But do I get to live in VR in paradise?
Hey, you probably could live in the Vision Pro life. It's not that bad. I was in there last week. It was pretty cool, man. But you gotta not do that, Stackers. Don't fall into that.
I'm there.
That paradigm shift. Live in reality, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
The final top story. This is the final one? It's the final one, right? That's the final one. This is the final top 5 story of the week on Stacker News is learn how to verify with me. These are baby steps. This is a Prism post from Natalia. 56 comments, 16,300 sounds. Baby boy. March 26 Bitcoin post too.
Yeah. This is showing you how to verify signatures on software releases so that you can confirm they weren't messed with, and like the actual author is the one who created the release.
That's what Branta does, yeah.
And that's what?
Branta does.
Yeah, Branta automates this process for a lot of Bitcoin software, but this is what you do when you do it manually. You're usually using command line tools like PGP, and you're verifying the signatures on the release software.
Nice.
That's usually included with them.
The top comment was from OX Lamar. He said, there's a weakness in this process that many overlook, which can lead to you becoming or being exploited. and that is getting all the initial breadcrumbs from one source, be it GitHub or some software's own download website. If an attacker were to control of that website, they would replace the actual download.
Yeah, but she addressed that in the post, and where you don't want to get the author's key from one place, or their public key from one place, and talks about getting it from a variety of places that usually people get them to make sure they're more certain it's the actual authors.
Awesome. Great post. That's all the top 5 stories of the week, Stackers. That was it. It was real quick.
Yeah, there was a lot more stuff this week. I wonder, what did we...
Yeah, so I'm going to cover my top stories here this week. First one I just want to share. I'm going to check this out this weekend. So Max, good friend of the pod, released this. I guess he's starting Hivemind. Look at this. Ideas from the Edge.
I didn't even know about this. Okay.
And everybody's starting a podcast, Keon. Soon, by the end of the decade, everybody's going to have their own podcast, run their own company, and have 2 other jobs. You're going to have 3 different things.
Uber, DoorDash.
Uber, DoorDash, podcast.
You'll interview all the people you're driving around in Uber.
Welcome to the hurt. This is how bad. Just be adaptable this decade. It's gonna suck. Anyways, Evolution in Nostr with Stu Bowman. It's a founder of Satellite.Earth.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna check this out, but he posted it here on Stacker News.
I know Stu has been exploring these ideas.
You talked to him before?
I haven't talked to Stu, but I remember when I first found Satellite Earth, which was, I don't know, like 18 months ago or something. And he was trying to do things with IPFS and all these other things. And then he found Nostr, and then he moved over to Nostr. But he's been very passionate about this decentralized social media stuff even before.
That's why I like Max, dude. Like, Max loves talking about ideas. Like, he's an ideas guy. He loves talking about it. And that's why I love talking to that guy.
Yeah, and he does like the edge. He likes things
totally
that are he likes peering over the edge, as I do.
Yeah,
and I think
it's really cool. Anyway, I'm going to check that out this weekend. And then this one, did you see this post? This was from Oliver Weiss in the charts territory. You don't know? We have a charts territory on Stacker News. Look at this. KR started this. Anyways, this was how Reddit's IPO compares historically. Any thoughts here?
I looked through it a little bit. I think it's a social media tech stock that, is sort of break even. And the valuations are coupled to that. But I mean, I don't really care about the financials too much. Because I'm just not at the point where that's super interesting. I know a lot of other people like to read the like the IPO papers and stuff that they release as a result of these things, but I just don't really have.
I think it's fascinating. There was something I posted here on
S1s. I think they're called S1s.
Posted it on Builders yesterday, and I watched the whole thing. It was Jack Conte. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he's the one that invented Patreon. And he was going through it. You should watch it, Keon. You'll love it. If you haven't already, I watched it last night, but where is it at? He had this really interesting metric, and I think if you're a founder, you should definitely go and look at it. But I completely disagree with how he ends his assumptions at this, but I think he gets a lot right here. Let me see if I can find it. Gosh, where is it at? Oh, yeah, I think it's right here. And he talks a lot about right here. You see this? So he makes this premise that the 90s were Web 1.0, 2000s Web 2.0, 2010s is the ranking algorithm versus the basically he was saying it's I forget how he described it, but he was talking about how it's ranking versus or algorithmic ranking versus subscription based thing or follower thing. And then he talks about the 2020s, but I think he gets the 2020s wrong. And I think when you talk to normal startup founders, this is a lot of some of them are slowly peeking over the edge now, where they're starting to understand a lot of what we understand as Bitcoin founders, like based in reality stuff. And it's interesting. He's totally far removed from that, especially towards the end when he starts going about what they're pivoting to. It's a fascinating thing, and I think it's really interesting that this also came about with this post. When I look at this, like, to me, this is especially these charts. It look to me, these charts and this type of assumptions are playing towards a reality that's just not going to be there here in the next couple of years. I just don't think we're going back to this type of world. Maybe if it comes in the form of security that you can tokenize and trade and all that kind of thing, but I just don't see this kind of IPO world. And how wrong am I on this?
I think you're pretty wrong. I don't think there's much reason to believe that companies won't sell equity to a public market, and there won't be people that want to buy it. Because that's really what's really like at base. That's kind of what you're assuming, is that there won't be people creating large companies that are willing to sell portions of the business to other people who desire.
I just don't think they'll be that valuable.
I don't think that's true. I mean, it's almost like saying there won't be great music made again.
It's very rare now.
But it still exists, and that's what these markets exist for. Is that rare?
So you think
public markets?
So you think it's maybe this is the wrong word, but I'm being provocative now. You think it's entrenched enough to where that these big companies will exist. They just will be much lower valuation.
I don't think it's a matter of entrenchment. And
totally is.
No, it isn't. It's not. Is a great album a matter of entrenchment, or is it a fact that greatness rises and it under the weight of its greatness, it entrenches itself, and that's what a lot of these giant, like YouTube is a show-stopping success, and there's but
Keon,
no denying that.
But they live in a woke reality though that doesn't exist anymore. But then you look at somebody like Roku. That guy got it early on. Like he probably got it the same time Steve Jobs got it. And that's what I'm trying to say is like there's some people that understand where the thing is going. And I think when you take that example, Roku and YouTube, I think Roku gets it. I don't think YouTube gets it because they're stuck by their woke ideology. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, but I don't think what you're saying has nothing to do with wokeness. If wokeness actually threatens a company's market position. If it threatens a company's market position,
it totally did with Twitter, and then now Elon took it over. I mean, there's so many examples of that where it did.
Okay, so it'll fall out, and something will replace it, and that company will IPO. IPOs have nothing to do with wokeness. I don't know how you're associating these things together.
Of course it does, Keon. Like, of course we saw what happened with the whole Google Bard thing, and then their stock just like plummeted.
Wait, but you're connecting dots here that I don't think are connected. Like I get that Google has IPO'd, Google has Bard, Google is woke, but the IPO is like a distinct independent thing. Non-woke companies have IPOs too, and so that's kind of and they have IPOs, and if woke companies won't have IPOs in the future, non-woke ones will, and IPOs will continue to exist.
I don't know. I think these woke companies and their IPOs and where they're skating to are asynchronous.
Well, where's the neighborhood? Is it on a Cisco router?
No, but I'm saying like I feel like it's connected. I feel like this is what I think, and maybe it's just more feeling than anything. I do feel like there is a turn that's happening. I won't say it's a fourth turn, but I will say there's a turn happening where I think these type of companies that existed are going to have to morph into something completely different, and I don't see them being around. Other than just being data for AI.
I think it's
really crazy.
I think it's really easy as a human being we have this sensation of turning all the time, and it's the present moment is turning the future into the past, and that's the turning that's happening. And so we mistake.
Okay,
that feeling of that happening. I think for everything else turning.
I think you're right.
And I think you're right.
I think you would be right in any other century except this one.
Because mine. I'm not making because everyone else has made the mistake.
No, because I think and this is why. Because it's Bitcoin, baby. That's why. Like this is a once in a millennia opportunity to shift the paradigm, or like it's gonna be a paradigm shift as far as like money. Like we're talking about money here. We're talking about like this is not even a once in a lifetime, not even once in a century. This is like once in a millennia, Keon, where actually things are shifting in a different way. That's why I think all the other stuff I said. But I think in any other century, you'd be right.
All right, we'll see. I mean, I definitely think Bitcoin is different and it changes things.
It changes a lot of things,
but it doesn't. But you're most of the time when we're having these types of arguments, you're arguing it changes literally everything.
We're just debating.
And the fact that you I don't think Bitcoin ends the IPO. I don't think that's not a line that I feel comfortable drawing. It's like very downstream. If it is at all.
Here, just get this one last point. I think I don't think it. I'm not saying it kills an IPO. I just think it brings things back to reality. And I think when you have a hard asset like that, that's once in a millennia, and you compare it to a security, it's clearly obvious to a lot of people that are looking from afar that this is far more valuable than this, because this doesn't actually produce any results other than dumb data for AI. But that's me.
No, I think you have a point that the public equity markets and most actual markets where people seek financial gain in an attempt to escape inflation will see somewhat of an exit. The people who mostly trying to escape inflation in those assets, they'll go to a superior asset for doing that. And I think that is true, but that doesn't get rid of IPOs. There are people who still are interested in markets. People trade.
No,
stamps.
I think that's true.
They will trade companies.
No, I think that's true. I'm not saying that. I think the biggest thing is that it probably won't happen this cycle, but it'll happen next cycle. That we will see more of this stuff become tokenized, and I think that's where it's headed. Call me crazy, but it's probably headed there. And then it's over leveraging that against Bitcoin, and then maybe that's where it skates to. I don't know, but all I'm saying. Long story short, if you TLDR for all this is that I would not put a security.
The world's changing.
The world's changing. Anyway, I lost my train of thought.
You're like Stackers. You know that meme of what is it? The guy, Sauron, or no, like the Sauron's chief wizard, where it's like with the crystal ball, and it's like the world's changing.
Great post. I love posts like this. Thank you, Oliver, for sharing it.
Yeah, I shared in the comments because I was on Twitter and I saw a related post about Reddit's recent growth. So they've had like a growth.
But they're selling all their data, dude.
Yeah. They sold it to, they have like some kind of deal, some kind of partnership with Google. And somehow that's like a virtuous cycle in terms of
that's why I don't think people, and this is me like now just theorizing now. I don't have any evidence of this, but this is just stuff that I've been thinking about lately. And I think KR actually brought this up a week ago or what, I forget which post it was, but I do think there is we're at a point now where in relation to that data, I do think that it's kind of like seeing the whole it's hard. I need to fully flesh it out, but it gets really interesting really quickly when you start optimizing for that. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm
saying stuff that's just like all swirling in my head that I haven't fully fleshed out yet.
That's cool. I think that's another thing I want to say about Reddit is I think he was here at Consensus.
Oh, was he?
Hoffman?
Reid Hoffman?
No, Huffman, I think. It's like Nathan Huffman, something like that. He was one of the co-founders. The other one stepped away and now is a venture guy. But Alexis, I think is his name. Anyway, he was there and he said he was joking around, but he was like, in terms of their business and their advertising business, he was saying that they know Reddit users are dark. They're like darkest secrets, and so like that's valuable to advertisers. So it's more or less the flavor of what he was saying. Anyway, that's just kind of...
Share the video. Is it a video of it? On the record saying that?
I don't remember. I think it was shared on Stacker News at some point.
Stackers.
He was saying I think it was it might have actually not been recent. It might have been a few years ago when they were trying to turn into more
I think that's the thing that actually, if there's a thing that does save these companies, I think it is AI, personally.
I don't think it does. I think these deals are like, there's a moment in time where these things happen. I just don't know of them continuing to happen, really, because what user is going to want to?
No, I think that's
serve an AI.
Mostly everybody.
You think everyone is going to?
Yeah. I think that's a safe assumption, because it'll be obfuscated. It'll be presented in a way that it doesn't look like that, right? It's like presented in a way that's convenience and for.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just how you frame it, man. This is why it sucks being a Bitcoiner sometimes.
I just don't see.
You can see through all that.
I don't see companies paying for the data. I think it's stupid to pay for it.
What do you mean, pay, like OpenAI and like?
Yeah, I don't see them actually. Why would they pay Reddit for the data?
Dude, there's so much good content on Reddit.
I know, but why not just scrape it?
Yeah, probably because they're getting sued.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like you'll have someone creating AI in some island where Reddit can't sue them, and because they can make the AI cheaper than anyone in the United States because they don't have to pay. They can get more data. They can train a better model, and they can build a better AI.
This just becomes geopolitical at this point.
Yeah, like I think this kind of stuff.
Yeah, then it starts going into like what territory, countries are you in, and gosh, wow, this becomes really geopolitical at another stage.
I think that's Balaji's whole thing, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn, I'm excited for this decade, man. It's gonna be painful,
and
we might die on hills, but hey, man.
Oh no,
pick your hill now.
I want a hill, like a pretty hill.
Hey, once in a millennia, Keon, people will die. This is just the way it's going to go.
What?
Get used to it.
Everyone dies all the time.
not in this century, Keon. I'm just kidding.
We're living forever this time. Bitcoin, you're going to plug a private key into your nipple. And
Stackers, I'm joking.
I'm
joking most of the time on this show. Don't take anything I say seriously. The next top story is Swift planning launch of, or not top story. The next my post is Swift planning launch of central bank digital currency platform. Did you see this? They're coming for you. The Swift police is coming for you, Keon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
CBDCs. They're going to force you to have CBDCs on your iPhone, and you're going to love it.
Force me, daddies. Force me to have CBDCs.
They're going to force you to have Swift CBDCs.
Okay.
They're going to say, give me those sats. Here's a CBDC.
I'm so over this. My wife is trying to talk to me about
what?
Free speech last night. We're talking a lot about free speech, and I'm just like, yeah, they suck at letting us have free speech. I don't know what to do about it. I think cryptography.
Interesting.
Don't use your real identity to share prohibited thoughts.
This was 90% of the world. It's closing in on digital currency scheme. 90%. 98%. So get ready. Get ready for the cyber pandemic, baby. And then get ready for the rollout of the CBDC. Prophecy is in the mandibles. Get ready for it.
Okay. I'm ready.
I'm somewhat kidding. But yeah, just unrelenting.
Yeah, but they've been trying to launch CBDCs forever.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's always Andreas's point, right? Like, did you ever see that Andreas talks where he talks about can the government roll out something like this? And they're like, the government can barely roll out healthcare or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Where they'll just be terrible at doing this. So.
Yeah, but they're not very financially motivated to roll out healthcare.
So maybe they are financially motivated, you think?
Yeah, this stuff this affects their bottom line. If they can't print money anymore.
Yeah, this is once in millennia. So maybe they'll put all the effort into it. Okay, we're gonna jump into some meta stuff. Keon, what is this?
Yeah, this one's I don't know how you pronounce this. You know,
Relai.
I pronounce it Relai, but
Relai?
I wonder if it's Relai.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're kind of the bull Bitcoin of Europe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so, well, sort of. They're a Bitcoin-only exchange, and they like in their phone app, that also has a non-custodial wallet in it, so you can keep custody of your Bitcoin. I think you can buy directly into self-custody with them. So in that way, that's what I meant. It was sort of like bull Bitcoin, but I think they also have a custodial aspect of it, which bull Bitcoin does not.
Interesting. Zero fee stackers. Can you believe it?
It has fine text there, but yeah.
Look how happy this guy is in the water.
Oh yeah, look, he's got a bunch of Bitcoin in his eye.
He's wearing his safety vest.
Yeah,
he loves it. Really cool. So this guy the founder did the AMA in here.
Yes,
Julian Linger.
Yeah.
Liniger. Nice. Check it out, stackers. Look, Darthcoin top comment. He said, "Are you working directly with miners to supply large quantities?
Yeah, how are they?
Do you plan to offer an OTC services?"
Bitcoin?
And then it looks like they answered, "Not yet." Yeah, cool. Even Darth is grilling them. Love to see it.
Yeah,
this is where you go to get the. You talk to the stackers, man.
Yes, this AMA is pretty cool. They talk about Switzerland, why there's a lot of Bitcoiners in Switzerland, what the attitude is there.
Yeah.
Switzerland sounds
magical.
It does. Except it's expensive because it's, all the good places are expensive.
I think all the laws are, I don't know. The next AMA was from Kaboomracks. Alex from Kaboomracks. He's a big fan of Stacker News, Keon.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you guys had a little back and forth. So Alex is at Kaboomracks. He's been writing on Stacker News the last few weeks. Anyway, so people had him on for an AMA, and he asks, people ask him a bunch of questions about mining.
Yeah, even Nick came in to comment, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So Nick did this thing where he has like Nick Foss, and then he has Nick Foss's phone. See, I thought that was kind of cool when I saw that.
Super had that at one point too.
It was just like
there are a few people who I've seen do that.
That's funny.
I think it's because of how they wanted to log in on their phone.
Yeah,
they didn't have access.
The miners get it, man. They're stacking SN accounts. Why they still can. Before Keon closes the gate.
Subsidy, the halving's coming. What are they gonna do?
Anyways, yeah, it's good to see the Kaboomracks guys on here. Every time I see Alex, he always talks about Stacker News. He's a big fan of Stacker News.
Oh, have I seen Alex?
You've met him. You met him back when we were in the Capital Factory. He came by the lab in the early days.
Really?
And then, yeah. Dude, every time somebody comes in, I introduce you to him, and then you forget.
I mean, I don't always forget, but that was a long time ago. Forget. Okay.
Yeah, this is like 21.
I mean, I'm a little more intentional about it now, but I really wasn't intentional about it then.
Well, I didn't introduce him as like,
this is Alex from Kaboom.
Yeah, it was just like, hey.
This is Alex.
Yeah.
You gave me no context. Okay.
Hey, everybody is Satoshi. You never know.
Times are changing, Car.
Post Bitcoin ETF. Cool. The next meta was a big one, dude. What is this, Keon? I think I know what it is.
Oh yeah. So I released something that upsets everyone, basically.
Dude, it was awesome. I love this.
Car likes it more than.
I love it way better than the other one. I think the only thing I wish is just if you move the post over, but yeah.
Where you want it over more to the left.
Yeah, more on the left, but I use my left hand though. So
all of this is up for. This is like all kind of quick and dirty.
Dude, but it looks so much more beautiful on the bottom though.
Yeah, it's way better. It used to have like this chunky bit at the top.
The only thing is this right here. I wish this was like not so long sideways, but that's neither here
That's
nor
the
there.
Next thing to change.
Yeah, I feel like this can.
That's the whole reason we did this was so that the territories we can mess with the territory.
I feel like the bar,
more.
the navigation bar for the territories could be optimized better. It would be cool to just do like a spin wheel. I don't know, like a I don't know, like that right there, where you just like spin it up.
A slot machine,
like a slot machine.
Okay.
I don't know. Just
I'll take that into consideration. Anyway, yeah, we just redid the navigation a little bit. We have like a dedicated mobile view now, and
dude, the profile thing is slick, bro.
The side,
yeah, man. Look at all
canvas.
this real estate you have here that we're not using. Look at this. All sorts of cool stuff can happen here, Keon. Just saying, it would be nice to have. Check out your territories. Click on the territory thing, and then go to. I'm just saying, this is. I love this part of it. I love I love that part. I love how you also just put SN. That's more like if you know, you know kind of thing. I like that too.
I needed to put it somewhere, but yeah, because I couldn't put it up in the top because I needed it for. Anyway, it's just just making room for more the stuff we want to do, but that can change a lot. People had a lot of good feedback, and we've incorporated some of it. But there's a lot. It can change. It'll probably get better, hopefully, over time. We just needed to change it.
I've seen it on multiple versions now, so it looks good on all the versions of like mobile. I don't know, man. You're really optimizing that PWA really, really, really well.
This is D-Tonin had some updates. I thought, I think this is, very UX forward, maybe a little more user friendly for someone who isn't familiar with the site.
If it's in white mode, it's already wrong. So,
wow, you heard him. We had some back and forth. I think he has some solid ideas here.
I think the new post makes sense down there, but then again, I do like that big old SN there. It's about branding, man.
But it's at the bottom. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. Let them.
I need to live with it for a while, using it as much as I do, and see. But this is kind of what it was before on desktop. You see how little space there is for the territory drop down. Basically, this change needed to make a bunch. We need a huge space for that. So that's why all of these changes happened. Is we need a big space.
Wait, so you're going to change the desktop version too?
The desktop version has changed.
Hey, has it?
Yeah, you haven't even noticed?
Oh, haven't noticed. Oh, wow. It has changed, didn't it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you go to the home page.
Shut up. Did it really change?
Yeah, you see.
Wait, it did? That's the kind of change I love, man. I didn't even notice it on the desktop.
A lot of people noticed it, and they hate it.
Wow, I didn't even notice it.
Tony Giorgio, though, strange. He liked it on desktop. He didn't like it so much on mobile, but on desktop, he was cool.
Well, he probably lives on the desktop. Guy doesn't carry a phone. Come on. It's Tony Giorgio.
That's true. He carries a pocket full of spaghetti.
He carries his...
and
love
hair
you, Tony.
gel.
Love you. Love you, Tony. Car loves you. Keon can say whatever he wants, but Car loves you. No, I didn't even notice the desktop, though.
Okay.
Interesting. This whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, you taught me something. I didn't even realize.
Natalia really didn't like it. I think she thought the spacing was off. She's in there. That's just, it's going to take time to get adjusted.
I would say the only way to get Keon to change on something, and I just know this from experience, is just keep complaining every single day. Darth, this is on you. If you really want changes, you just got to complain to him every single day. Just hammer him home, and then eventually feel bad.
Well, what happens is you make a point. You make a point. Eventually, you complain so much that you get good at complaining.
Who, me? Are you talking about me?
No, anyone.
Oh, okay.
I think the hack you're actually describing is eventually you articulate what you're complaining about.
Oh,
because I cannot respond to someone saying I don't like it. I don't know how to. I don't know how. I like it the way it was before.
I didn't even notice the desktop one, and I'm being completely honest here. I got no skin in this game.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Anyways.
Just some difference, spicing up our lives a little bit on Stacker News.
Hey, something to complain about.
A few other small things here, but like you can do the reader view now on your phone or your browser to have a cleaner reader experience for some of the longer discussions. You get with notification of withdrawals. We also had new contributors. We're doing the contribution awards, and that incentive game that we're playing now. There is actually minting new contributors, which is awesome. So pretty exciting.
What did Scoresby say? Scoresby's
positive.
I'm a fan of the new layout, but that may be just because used to Twitter layout with NAB on the button. Yeah, see, that's why I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's closer. I agree. It's going to be a better experience on mobile, even if it's not perfect. I mostly do things in an effort to trend in a direction, not to land at the goal. I
think the only thing that I saw a mistake was the lift. You didn't have the lift, but that was quickly fixed.
I didn't notice it when I was testing it. That's the problem.
I think if you would have left it there, I would have just stopped using Stacker News. That would have been it.
It bothered me too.
It would bother me a lot.
It's the first thing I
was like, I couldn't believe. I was like, how dare he?
I mean, I wouldn't have done that.
I was like, he's not gonna move this. But anyway,
yeah.
Because that dude, that sort of thing, that's the sort of thing that actually you don't want to do. Is stuff like that, where you just
where it looks like you don't even care.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's when you looks like you don't even care, and you don't even listen to the needs.
Yeah, you ignore the obvious things. They're like, what else are you ignoring?
Exactly, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that was good. And then this was another meta one: top stacker sats per write.
This one was fun.
And more metrics. I just saw this when I was driving in.
This was today.
Sats per write looks like Dirt Gigi. Wow, really? Ben Carmen, number 2. And then David Delby quickly coming up. Then you see Super Testnet. Odell.
I'm not even on this list.
God. And then most saps per post, Natalia. I can see that. Ben the Carmen. Conversation starters, Natalia. Value for value, Fedorius. Phaedrus. Yeah, consistent kilo Cowboys. Whoa. Language there. KR. What does this mean?
Oh, I think this is people who have The most number of posts over 1,000 sats.
Oh, wow. Do we got Stampede Stackers? What is this one?
Most number of posts with greater than 10,000. This is the only one I'm at the top of.
Yeah.
All the other ones I'm like not even.
Sleeping
in the
Shooters.
rankings.
Oh, this is cool. Through GG, another top one. Colby Mayer.
These are all the people who
Odell.
Yeah, haven't posted in a while.
Hey, there's my old account.
Yeah, your old account.
Which I log in.
The others
from,
are like Nostr only now, I think.
Amazing AMAs, open sats. Wow, look at that. Did they have an AMA? When was it?
Who? OpenSats? That was around the HODLNOT stuff. And it was
that was when in 22.
it was an impromptu one.
Man, that was when. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, they were at the lab and they did.
Yeah, we did the whole HODLNOT thing.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. You forget about those times. Nifty, look at that. When did she do an AMA?
She did an AMA, I feel like
22? Oh,
22.
Wow. OG stacker. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, she had the biggest AMA in terms of stat stacking, I think.
That's crazy.
Possibly ever.
Gladstein
Other than
too.
OpenSats,
Look at that.
but
Gladstein too. Wow.
Gladstein came on for like 15 minutes, yeah.
Stackers, I would just go check out these amazing AMAs. I didn't even realize. Wait, Odell did an AMA? When did he do one?
This was before Jack was on Nostr.
February 2nd. Did I ask him a question? Did you ask him a question? No. KR. Wow. This is like peering back into like the old days of Stacker News. This is before the Wild West. This was like, what would you call that? The just a couple people just passing town, right? Or is that the Wild West?
I don't know. It was definitely a desert. Yeah.
It was more like a, what's that desert festival?
Oh, Burning Man?
It was like Burning Man.
Burning Man is pretty
This is era Burning Man
Everyone
era.
knows
This is
about Burning
Burning Man era of Stacker News. Check it out, Stackers.
What's next? Hopefully
Recent
it's not
Riders,
Coachella.
Boost Bandits. This one so shocked me, dude. I did not realize Blockstream was dropping it on.
Oh yeah, they're
on the stack.
they're a very
Look at them.
consistent booster.
Look at that.
Yeah, they boost
Literally
most of their
have-
posts. Like, yeah,
They dropped a lot.
their newsletters.
Look
Their,
at that.
if they have like a blog associated with the release.
Dude, win a Blockstream territory. That'd be dope. Anyways. Best stackers by month. I'm nowhere on any of these lists, by the way.
You're in the one where you've been sleeping for 6 months.
I'll tell you what, though. If there was a stacker who's consistently showing up for Stacker News live every week, it would be me.
You'd be at the top.
This guy would be third or fourth.
That's well, yeah. I'd be behind you at the very least.
Never miss a show, Keon. This guy. Not you. This guy.
Well,
Never miss a show, Keon. Quitters.
It's debatable. Occasionally, you show up with really bad audio, so you're like half here.
Only in airports. Only in airports. And then where are we at now? Yeah, let's jump into the super segment of the week.
Super stat segment.
It's the top stackers. Should we even do this segment anymore? I feel like we don't even see anybody on here. What's the
Well,
point?
a lot
This
of the
just basically turned into the point where we just talk about Darth Coin. The whole
a lot of the top ones are in hiding. They're shy. They don't want people knowing.
We're gonna start skipping this segment.
How great
We're gonna
they
start skipping
are.
this segment. Just
They're humble.
basically just shout out Darth here. Darth,
David,
Darth
Gray,
David. We're just gonna skip the whole
Undisciplined,
first five.
Scoresby.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Oliver Weiss has been posting more. It's been cool seeing him
Yeah.
or her, whatever.
Them.
Bitcoin Bugle
Zer.
as well. We got the top. What do we got next? The top Cowboys.
Yes, we go over the top Cowboys.
The most war segment of Bitcoin. It's basically KR segment now.
Yeah, the rankings don't seem to have moved a whole bunch.
Yeah, these are just becoming a really boring segment at this point.
Well, some have fallen out. Looks like GMD fell out in the last couple of days.
I think I fell out too.
I think
I'm not even there anymore.
endothermic is
Yeah, I'm literally one day. Look at that. Man, I've been working. Man.
consistently showing up for Stacker News Live, but not Stacker News. Not keeping that cowboy hat. He left
Jerry
it in a saloon.
Garcia. Anyways,
Yeah.
most boring segment of Bitcoin still. And let's jump into Million Sat Madness. Keon,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
at 4.7 million sats in rewards. Looks
Almost
like
at
David
5
W
million.
is winning this thing.
Yes. As
And
far
then
as people
Darth
who aren't
Coin.
hiding.
Darth Coin, you need to step up, bro. You got 3 days to take the number one spot. If you remember, a month ago, I said, who's going to win this thing? I said Darth.
Yeah. Well, that's not happening.
Oh.
By the looks of it, at least, right?
Calling him out.
Well,
Calling out.
He has to ascend 5 places in 2 days.
I think he can do it. He has a back catalog. You should just repost this stuff and see if that works, Darth.
The problem is you have to let it trickle in.
Trickle it in.
People come to
Darth.
Stacker News and they post like every Substack article they've ever written all at once.
It doesn't work.
No.
So what if he does it every hour for the next 36 hours?
No, not even in the
hours.
same day. You want people. It's like a podcast. You don't want to release a year's worth.
So
of
you're saying
podcasts
he's
on
going
the
to end
same
up
day.
in? He might, if he's lucky, he might end up in the top 10.
I think he's already there. It'll be
I don't
hard.
know. He keeps falling, dude. He was at 4 or 3 last week, wasn't he?
No, I don't. Maybe it's possible. I
feel
think
like
he might already be starting on his Citadel.
I think David W. jumped up. If I remember.
I think the rainy season has ended.
I don't know.
Where he's at.
David W. is turning into like a really prominent stack fluencer, I would say at this point.
He is a stack influencer, yeah, for sure.
This is dude. Also, have you noticed that like all these guys who are stackers are becoming influencers? David W., Darth Coin, Natalia, Siggy.
I mean, they're an influencer from our perspective.
No, like influencer in this Stacker News community.
Yeah, they're
Just saying.
prominent personalities.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see. I didn't think that was going to happen. I never foresaw that happening in Stacker News. Not in the early days. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Got Scoresby. Ooh, creeping into the top 10. I want to see Scoresby get in the top 10, honestly. He puts so much good stuff out there. You got TN Stacker. The Bugle? Dude.
Yeah, they've been reposting original stuff.
Some of his stuff is, have you seen, like, he's been posting on Nostr, or somebody's been posting on Nostr, like, some of his stuff is actually coming out to be true, like, months later.
Maybe. I mean, they write a lot. They're very prolific. They also started a podcast. I don't know if you've seen their podcast.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's pretty, I mean, I listened to, like, the first 15 minutes. It was fun. It's a lot of fun. Their opening is really fun.
Where's their podcasting on here?
They might have linked to it. Hopefully, it's on their site somewhere.
Guys,
it looks like they got
podcasts
MASH on there.
here. Yeah, I don't see their podcast anywhere. They'll fix it.
Someone linked to it when I was asking about podcast intros, and I listened to it. And they have
what happened? Where did I go? Oh,
both Richard Greaser and who's the other one?
I forget.
Richard, for some reason I remember Richard Greaser, but Richard Greaser and him, they have like voice modulators, so you can't actually hear their
Got the Wild Hustle.
real voice. Wild Hustle. Salute from Carr.
Blockchain book. Blockchain book. Blockchain book. Blockchain book.
Blockchain Boog.
Look, there goes me. Holding the line on 40.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
look at that. They're not
Barely.
going to drop.
We'll see. I don't know.
It's kind of sad seeing the rapid.
Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's even dropping too. He must be traveling. Who else we got? Oh, Deezy. The Dizzle. He's up there
Deezy
too.
Dizzle.
Yeah.
From his AMA, I think. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. If you guys don't know what Million Sat Madness, it's a way for Keon to I don't know. What is Million Sat Madness again? Why did you guys do this again?
Oh, because we do rewards, because people like it, and we used to do it daily. That's the way it initially started
I miss
out.
those days.
It was the most convenient way to do it, and sometimes your first idea isn't your best idea, and so we're exploring whether.
I will say though, like doing this for a month now, and I think the things that have come out of this, there's definitely less zapping going on. I haven't stopped zapping. I still zap.
I don't think there is. If you look at the charts, you can go to the analytics page. If you want, we can go to the analytics page.
Okay, so this is just for me.
Perceptions.
There's
Cars perceptions.
less zapping going on. And then the second thing, I actually think the posts are higher quality now. There's actually more posts that are higher quality, I would say. There's less news, though. So you need to change the name to Snacker Posts instead of Snacker News.
Stacker posts.
I don't think there's enough news, like especially breaking stuff.
What's breaking right now, though?
Dude, there's always stuff breaking in Bitcoin.
Like what?
Literally. I'm just kidding.
What's been breaking that we missed?
Anyway, so there's that. And then the fourth one is I think people love competition. But I've known this for a long time with Bitcoiners. We love competition. So this is cool to see the leaderboard. It's something to talk about in the community. It's something to talk about in the saloon. So I will say that those 4 things kind of what I've.
Yeah. Well, the
We go to
data.
analytics. Yeah, where's analytics at?
Just click on analytics and go to month or go to year, actually. Go to year.
Okay, let's go to year.
All right. So now we're looking at the course of a year. So these are
Rewards took a tank.
rewards took a hit because we didn't pay daily rewards. So that we're going to pay that at the beginning of the month. So that's not one I would look at. You want to scroll down because
So
you're talking about
posts.
these are the number of people that are stacking sats from some activities. So this is you're looking at the current month.
So stacking so there's more stacking going on than previous.
No.
But see, that's it.
You're not. I don't think if you're reading, this is going to be challenging. I think to
Definitely challenging.
communicate. Anyway, some of these look at the comments per post are up. So that's something that has gone up over the course of this experiment. But most of the other things are pretty much not changed. The amount of zapping is pretty much the same. The volume of zaps pretty much the same. But one thing that has changed is that there are fewer posts and more comments.
There's fewer posts.
Oh no, actually there are more posts, but still more comments.
So you're saying nothing changed?
Oh, a little slightly fewer posts.
I think that could just be attributed to the start of a bull run and the halving. I think that's more of I think it's more seasonal.
Well, you don't get to call correlation causation when you want to, and when I call a correlation causation, it's not.
No, I think it's more seasonal. It would be interesting to do this like in the start of the year and see how that played out different. I would say keep doing it just to see how if it is seasonal. But I don't know.
You'll see. We'll release it.
Yeah. So when are the rewards going out? Monday or Sunday?
Monday at midnight.
I will tell you one thing: if those rewards do not go out, they're gonna have your head on a platter.
Looking forward to it.
Pitchforks and everything, Keon. People are coming for you.
I think I'd look pretty on a stick.
Anyways, let me see if we can get the comments. What are you doing this weekend, Keon? Gotta get the comments.
I don't think I have anything going on. It's Easter. I might hunt for eggs somewhere. Probably won't. Actually, I'll probably just work. I have things that I meant to do this week that I didn't do.
Nice.
I'll probably do that. How about you? What are you up to?
Tomorrow's Easter Vigil, so definitely got to do that. So that'll be cool, hanging out at the church. And then got to get some work done in the morning, and then I think Sunday just going to take it easy. But yeah, it's Holy Week. We got the top comment from last week's episode. It says, "Hey, I'm listening. No love for Boog? Blockchain, come on.
Dude, we always talk about you.
Talk about him all the time." And then he says, "Vision Pro is the beginning, missed the Cube closing." Yeah, because the audio stuff. I'll fix it. Fix it this week. But yeah, Vision Pro is the beginning.
The beginning of the end, or
Beginning of the end.
Or the beginning of the beginning.
We got the Vertigo Kid. He said, "Loving the redesign, guys." There you go.
Okay, he just doesn't mind it. That's nice.
Yeah.
Some people are positive. It's mixed.
Got James. James said, "Here, let me fix this. Hang on, James. See if I can fix this."
Oh, cool,
Is there some
James.
clean spot here? Okay, there it goes. He says the IPO is when
James.
the owners want. Hang on. The IPO is when the owners want to exit their position and sell the shares to the public. It can happen when the insiders see the writing on the wall about the futures of the business. Then he follows up and says, "Does Reddit have a moat? Will all its user-generated content move to modern platform that empowers them?" See, this is where I was saying, dude. I think he's right. They don't have a moat anymore.
The network effect is a bit of a moat. That's basically what we say when we say network effect is the connections. The moat is the lack of connections at the edge outside of the network. The group, like clustering of people.
Yeah, but those network effects definitely hit a wall at some point, and I can give you several examples of that. So I think
modern destructions of network effects really haven't happened much. Early web.
What web are you talking about? Like, are you talking about Web 2.0, Web 1.0? Because there's tons of.
But we haven't had that happen with Web 2. It just hasn't happened.
You might be right there.
Yeah,
I'll give you that one.
I think there is the modern tooling has allowed them to maintain the network effects much better.
Watch that Jack Conte thing, dude.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think it's worth a watch because that brought a lot of light to me, and I'm still kind of thinking through it. But yeah, good comment, James.
Yeah.
Bugle said, "Yo, what's up, guys? Yo,
Bugle.
post your podcast.
I'm gonna smoke
bruh.
a pack of Reds tonight just for you.
Post your podcast, bro. Put your podcast on your website." My suggestion is to whatever Darthcoin thinks is best. Nah,
I never know when they're serious.
no, we're not doing that.
Darthcoin news.
No, never. Darth is like he's the guy that everybody listens to in the bar.
For entertainment, or what do you mean? I don't know what
He's
you
the
mean.
old wise man in the bar that everybody listens to. If that makes any sense. He's drinking one right now. I'm right there with you. Coffee this week.
I think he's like out in his Citadel jungle, digging holes.
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff.
Look at that. He said, I don't even need to post. It's training on Fountain. Golly. Whoa.
Dude, he just like brushed his shoulder off.
He's
of
just-
cigarette.
I didn't
ash.
realize his pod was blowing up. Now I'm going to have to check it out.
You should. It's pretty fun.
You have my attention now. Cool. Snackers. This week. Go out there and get down to the earth.
Kiss a bunny.
No, don't kiss a buddy.
Why not?
Like,
Live
I would
your own life.
I would say just like go out there and like enjoy this weekend. It's
By kissing bunnies.
I mean, yeah, if you want to go down, fine, kissing a bunny. Yeah, have fun this weekend. Have a great weekend, and we'll see if Keon pays out on Monday.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see, guys.
Millions at Madness is finished, though.
This month's Millions at Madness.
Uh-oh.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next month. But we have some changes planned.
Cool.
We're going to keep experimenting.
All right, Sackers, we'll see you next time.
Zap.